Is there some plant that makes one go blind?
Why? What's going on?
I think Isaac was poisoned. He suddenly went blind.
He's 80. Could be cataracts, glaucoma.
I have no idea what you just said. Try saying it in plain Aramaic.
The lenses of his eyes got fogged up, or pressure got too high, maybe. I need to examine him.
Yes, let's go see him. If he was poisoned, you can still restore his sight, right?
Well, if it was the local plant that I'm thinking of, he'll recover on his own. Why do you think he was poisoned?
And because his blindness was a little too convenient for Rebekah and Jacob.
How so?
Esau had been ranting and raving because Jacob, with his mom's help, tricked Isaac into blessing him instead of Esau.
Hmm.
Isaac told Esau, "Go hunting, make me a stew from the game you killed, then bring it to me and I'll bless you." He didn't realize that Rebekah came in the room as he was saying it, because he's blind. So she didn't make a sound, went straight to Jacob and told him to hurry up and slaughter a couple of young goats. She made a stew, gave it to Jacob to take to Isaac, and told him to say that he was Esau. He did that and got the blessing that was supposed to be Esau's. And then when Esau came back from hunting and brought Isaac his dinner, Isaac said, "But I already blessed you." Esau cried, saying, "Not fair, I was tricked." Isaac had no choice but to say, "Ay, ay, 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 ay. Looks like you'll never be rich and we'll have to serve your brother forever until you grow yourself some balls and chutzpah."
Guess that was kind of mean of Rebekah and Jacob. But I don't see why a blessing is such a big deal.
Oh, but it is. It's a verbal will.
I'm confused. Silly as it is, I mean, they're twins. We're only talking a couple of minutes difference here. You told me that when the boys were young, Esau already sold his birthright to Jacob for some lentil soup or something.
Right, right. But if he got this blessing, it would have restored his birthright.
I see. But back then you told me that Esau wouldn't have wanted to be in charge anyway. Why did he get so upset now?
Because since then he married. And not one woman, but two. So he needs the money.
I see. Poor boy.
Literally. Dirt poor. He said he was going to kill Jacob now, after Isaac dies. Of course, that's not going to happen anytime soon. And he'll cool off by then. But now that Isaac made Jacob his heir, I am worried that Rebekah will murder him.
You used to like her. You called her sweet and an innocent girl.
She is no longer any of those things. I guess being married to my son destroyed her. It turned her devious and bitter. I can't say I blame her. She deserves to be happy after all this time, to be with a man who desires her.
Couldn't she just take a lover?
No, where have you been? It's not allowed for wives. Only husbands can do that. If a wife gets caught with a lover, she'll be stoned to death.
That's horrible. How did that come about?
Men must have felt very insecure, so they invented all those laws to trap women with them. Because otherwise, more than half of them would have run off.
Can't women fight back?
Some do, with poison. That's why I don't blame Rebekah if she did.
But surely in her case, it would have been different. I mean, Isaac wouldn't have minded that she had a lover.
Right, he wouldn't have, but if others found out, they would pressure him into punishing her.
How could they? He is in charge.
No, he has to set an example of following the law. Besides, he probably wouldn't care since he never loved her.
Oh, this is all so sad.
I'm starting to agree with you, Avi.
About what?
About not wanting people to live more than 120 years. They can't even wait that long for their inconvenient fathers or husbands to die. They have to hurry them along.
Sad.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, the method you taught me is working quite well, right?
I can see that. I was going to mention how young you look.
I can no longer visit my grandsons as myself. I am now their cousin.
You're going to share your knowledge with your family?
Oh, you see, I'm keeping my new religion a secret and will only allow the really worthy ones in on it.
Are any of your family members worthy?
Possibly Esau. He has a good heart.
What about your son?
Oh, that's too hard. He used to have a good heart as a boy, but I think he became cold, indifferent. I feel sorry for Rebekah. She shouldn't be stuck married to him forever, though, you know.
Can she just fake her death and run away like you did?
Um, I hinted at that, as if joking, to see what her reaction would be. She said no, she'd never consider it.
Maybe she loves Isaac.
Maybe.
Well, in that case, you won't have to worry about her poisoning him.
Let's hope you're right.
So, how far are you with your secret religion?
You know how kids play with dolls, having them act out conversations and stuff? So I think we're all to God like dolls to children. He created the world for his entertainment because he was bored when there was nothing. And to make us more fun than dolls, he gave us free will so that he'd never know what each of us will do.
I like that. It makes a lot of sense, but why do you keep saying he? That's sexist.
Oops. Force of habit. But what pronoun do I use? She would be wrong too. It no sounds rude to talk about that way about a conscious being, even if it's the size of the universe.
Okay?
No, because before it became they, it was one.
Then use he and she interchangeably, 50-50.
Yeah, that sounds good. Hey, I have a question. Do you know what happens to us when we die? Do we just disappear?
Well, since we've never been able to figure it out, we concentrate instead on ways to live forever.
But here on Earth, most people still die. My religion has to give them comfort.
Isn't your religion a secret, except for the special few? And won't you share your secret of eternal youth with them?
They could still die. They could be killed, have an accident.
They could be reabsorbed into God?
I don't like it. How is it different from just disappearing? They wouldn't be themselves anymore.
Some people who died for a short time and then came back to life said that they left their bodies and had all kinds of interesting experiences.
Was your science able to find out how that happened?
No.
So what did those people say about where they went?
Well, it was different for everyone. Some just flew around looking at themselves laying there, and others went to another world where some were even greeted by their dead relatives.
This is perfect. Just what I need. People will be so happy to know that they won't disappear when the body rots away.
We were never able to scientifically prove it.
That's fine. A religion is supposed to be something one believes in. If you had a proof, it wouldn't be a religion.